How are you doing? This is Zach Allen, and I'm here at my indoor studio in Valencia, California. And I'm standing on my Tour Links putting green. It's an aid that I use very often with my students and with myself because it's basically giving you a perfect putt every time. It rolls exactly as I want. So I'm there just to groove the mechanics of my stroke to make sure that they're repeating time and time again. So one thing that we see and that I work on with a lot of my students is we want to get the putter coming through the golf ball optimally. Think of an iron, right? We want to hit down and take a slight divot with an iron. With the driver, with the ball teed up, we want the driver coming up. That gives us the most distance and it gives us optimal launch conditions. But what about the putter? The putter, much like the driver, we want to see rising up as it's coming through the ball. Okay? But with that, it's only rising, say, 1 to 2 degrees. We're making sure that we hit it right out of the sweet spot. We don't want to have the putter rise and hit it out of the bottom of the club. But what offsets that is the shaft is leaning forward, which de-lofts the putter, say, 1 to 2 degrees. So each factor will cancel the other one out to give you the best chance to roll that ball optimally. Almost all the students that I measure here in my studio are typically hitting down. And when we take slow motion video of their ball, you can actually see the ball rolling, spinning backwards first before it ever actually starts to roll forward. So that's going to give us very erratic break and speed control and a lot of different inconsistencies. What we see your best putters doing is we see the ball basically going level first, or almost like as in a skid, and then it starts rolling within about a foot from where it first makes contact of the putter. That's really what we're trying to obtain, and this drill will help you do it. So take the alignment rod. You could also use a pencil, that would be fine. Place it directly behind your golf ball. I'm going to do one practice stroke first. I like to first look at the hole, forward press slightly, feel my putter rising, but I also can feel that the handle of the putter is slightly in front of the head still. So we don't want to be rising up through the putt this way. We'll definitely hit the bottom of the putter, and I've added loft to the putter. We want to have our hand slightly forward with the putter rising. So let's try one out here. One look at the hole, forward press. Putter's rising through the strike there. So I definitely like the way that felt. I could feel I hit the sweet spot, and I like to see that ball rolling and tracking right at the hole there. I'm going to go ahead and show you some video of some students that I've worked on with the same thing and just some of the before and after results. Also what some of the best tour players in the world do, because they all do this exact same thing. When they're tested, we see all their putters coming up through the ball and the shaft leaning forward slightly. That's why they make so many putts out there. Give it a try and see if it doesn't help you putt better.
So here we have a student's before and after of mine, and I was running through the same drill with her outdoors. But you can see there I've got a special ball there with a, kind of a line drawn right in the equator of it. But in the beginning, she was adding loft to the putter and striking more down and across. Okay, so you watch that line on the ball. Initially, it actually spins backwards. So see the ball's traveling backwards with a little bit of backspin, and notice how long the ball is airborne for. With the backspin before it actually touches the ground now and starts to roll. Okay, so you could see there the ball basically touches the ground at this point, but from that point on it was in the air for a long time. Now it starts to roll, but at that point it's definitely affected in a lot of different ways. Okay, and you'd be surprised at how many people out there are actually rolling the ball with similar traits to what we see there. So here she is doing the same drill that I prescribed, but instead of an alignment stick, she's using the golf pencil that you'd use to keep score with. So she was instructed to have a little more of a forward press there as she started, and then to get the feeling of the putter coming up through the ball as the hand stayed forward. Okay, so as she approaches there, that putter is rising better, and you can see here, the ball never backspins, and now it touches the ground about just outside of her front foot. So I'd say probably right about here is where the ball actually touches the ground before it starts to roll end over end. So definitely you got a much better chance. Yes, it can hit spike marks, it can still be knocked offline by different things, but definitely with that type of roll imparted, you have a much better chance of hitting a true putt. So here we have our first professional example. This is Rickie Fowler. And you can see here, this is just slow-mo of his putter approaching the ball. And if I draw a line near the bottom of his putter at this point, right, it's pretty near the bottom of the ball there, you're going to see the putter continue to rise as he comes through. Okay, as you take a look there, so with that putter rise and the shaft leaning slightly forward, you could see he would still miss that pencil or that alignment rod. But notice there the orange dot and the 4 on the ball, how the ball just seems to just hover right above the ground before it actually starts to roll end over end first. No backspin or no back skid. Okay, so last one here is probably the best putter in the world the last few years. This is Jordan Spieth. And same thing, okay, you notice here as he approaches impact, here he is coming into the ball. His putter is very low to the ground. And then the closer he gets, you can see that putter continuing to rise and rise up to the point now where we can see quite a bit of daylight underneath his putter head, enough to fit that pencil or that alignment rod in there. So same thing, striking it on the upstroke. You can see his Titleist logo there. Just kind of move right above the ground and then start rolling end over end before it ever actually has any backspin on it. So that is the best and most efficient way to roll a putt.